Hi Libra, welcome to Scorpio Soul Time. I'm Ronique. I hope you all are doing well. We are going to talk about the full moon in Sagittarius that occurs on June 14th, 2022 at 7:51 Eastern Standard Time at 23 degrees and 25 minutes. So the full moon is in Sag. So it is at that 23 degree point, and then the sun is sitting across the sky in Gemini at 23 degrees and 25 minutes. So Libra, if there are any themes that you have around wanting to expand your horizons on possibly traveling to a new location, possibly visiting an international country, possibly learning new cultures, but as well as possibly expanding who your network of people are. If you are, seeking new clients, possibly think about Sagittarian ways to go about it, possibly branching out to new people on LinkedIn, possibly in your social networks. This is a really good time to do that. So if you haven't already liked or subscribed to Scorpio Soul Time, Libra, I would love if you would. You all are always one of the higher count videos that I love doing for you all, because Libras, Scorpios, and I think I want to say, is it Cancers? There's usually like 3 signs that you all have the most views of my videos. So I really do appreciate you all, Libra. Okay, so let's pull a past, present, and future spread and see what's going on for my Libras here during this full moon in Sagittarius. So in the past, you all have the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. The present, you have the Queen of Swords in reverse. And in the future, you have the 10 of Wands in the upright position. So interesting, you have 2 10s on the ground, which means to me, I'm going to read them actually together because there's some type of energy around beginnings and endings here, if that makes sense. The reason why I say that is with the 10 of Pentacles, you have had some type of culmination either in your family, somewhere in your immediate surroundings, dealing with legacy, dealing with possibly an inheritance. I'm not sure if maybe someone passed away and you inherited some type of estate, or possibly you've been talking about your finances, talking about doing a will. Also, possibly you've come into some money. Maybe you have started a family business, or your family business has been able to sell. There's something very lucrative that has come about in your past around family discussions. But I also feel like in the future, you've been like carrying like a heavy burden, possibly around this past energy. So I just really want you all, as we go through this reading, to keep that in mind, that in the future, you might be coming to an end of a really heavy cycle. Okay, so with that 10 of Pentacles, I also feel like you've had some really tough decisions you've had to make. The Queen of Swords is usually that really stern, strict energy. I was explaining to some of the other signs that we did just come through that Mercury retrograde. Mercury actually is at 0 degrees of Gemini at this full moon. So there could be some heavy decisions that you have to make, but I feel like you're going to be able to make them swiftly and not have to deliberate about them for very long. With it in reverse, it's kind of like you're going to make it, you're going to move on from it and not worry about it. I don't think that it's going to be too heavy on you from the standpoint of like dealing with family, dealing with money matters, since you did have that 10 of Pentacles, which is usually a very positive sign. But I do think that at this full moon, you just might get some type of messages, themes. People might come into your life on realizing like a decision needs to be made, and it needs to be made quickly so that you can move forward. Okay. I do think, Libra, though, as you come into the future, there is, like I said, this heavy burden that's going to be lifted from you all. It's like you all have gotten to the end. I think that possibly that decision you had to make here in the present with that Queen of Swords, this Sagittarian energy, which is that fire wand energy, also might come through because we do have Mars and Jupiter in Aries at this time, which are also fellow fire signs along with Sagittarius. So don't be surprised if there's really like people who are coming into your life that you're realizing, okay, I'm done with this. It's time for this phase of my life to like move on. But overall, Libra, it seems like you all have a lot of cycles going on here, if that makes sense. Like you all are kind of like ending a theme, starting a theme, or vice versa, because you know, every time there's an ending, there's a start to something. So I feel like you're kind of like bookended, meaning like in the past, there's some kind of energy you're moving away from with that money, family, energy, but there's some kind of decisions need to be made so that you can get to the end of this cycle that could have been burdening you, especially with that Ten of Wands. It could have been, you know, a family matter that burdened you. It could be a will too. It's kind of like I'm getting that sense of like possibly with that Ten of Pentacles. I'm not sure if some of you, someone has passed away and a will had to be read, and you know, the family members are dealing with like kind of like all of the information that was presented at that time, and now this Ten of Wands is kind of like that final, like you've kind of gotten over like the hurt and whatever, and you're just ready to move on to a new cycle. So Libra, I think this will be an interesting time for you all with this full moon in Sagittarius. I think a lot of information is going to start coming out for you all, but I think it's also positive because anytime you end a cycle, you're going to start something new. So by the time we get into July and August, especially coming into your birthday time, as we get into September, I think a lot of this heavy Ten of Wands energy is going to dissipate. Okay, Libra, I hope you all have a great full moon in Sagittarius, and I will talk to you all later.